Welcome back, folks, to another week of Ridgeback Football Weekly. I'm your host, Mitch Slapnuts. In today's broadcast, we'll be taking a look at the Ridgebacks' loss last week to the North Carolina State Wolfpack, shenanigans from the locker room, recruiting updates, and finally a look at the Ridgebacks game this week against the FCS East Judicials. Last week, Mount Airy traveled to in-state opponent, the North Carolina State Wolfpack, and lost 14-21, falling to 0-2. Both the offense and defense put up a good fight, but fell short late in the game. Teddy Voss went 8 for 13 for 130 yards and a touchdown through the air. He also got sacked 3 times, but did find a way to run in for a touchdown. Paul Withers had 6 carries for 51 yards and 3 catches for 48. Luther Newman had 8 carries for 43 yards and 1 catch for 5. Billy Darnell caught 1 pass for 33 yards and a touchdown. Donnie Magruder had 2 catches for 30 yards, and Earl Bohannon had 1 for 14. Defensively, Delbert McElroy, Otis Miller, and Johnny Ferris all had the most tackles with 4. There were no sacks or turnovers forced. Following the game, it was reported that the wolf statue on the field had been covered in toilet paper that seemed to be used and had a dog-stuffed animal mounted on top of it. No camera footage or reports show who it was, but there are speculations that it was Teddy Voss and Otis Miller because they weren't at the post-game interviews. No further investigations have happened. Looking at the recruiting for this week, Bobby Duggan, quarterback, has begun to lock out the Ridgebacks due to them not being close to winning a championship whatsoever. Other than him, every other player that is on the Ridgebacks' radar has continued to like the team more and more each week. Now let's get to the real mashed potatoes. The Ridgebacks are having their first home game in 68 years this Saturday night against the FCS Judicials. The Ridgebacks are actually expected to win this game and hope to get that elusive win that they've been so close to. Both teams still run the option offense, so it should be a real ground and pound kind of game. Thank you for joining me today, folks. Make sure to tune into the game this week and as we all cheer for the Ridgebacks' first victory of the season. I'm your host, Mitch Slapnuts, signing off and saying, Go Ridgebacks! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first Mount Airy College football game in Mount Airy since 1968. To start the game, the Ridgebacks will kick off to the Judicials to get the game started. It'll be a real doozy. As you can see, the Judicials also coming out first in the wing T offense. They will be running a multiple offense similar to that of the Ridgebacks. They're going to try to pitch it to the right side. Running back gets the ball to the right side and gets a good chunk of yards. He's still up and stays up. Good run by the running back to make it 2nd down and 7. A lot of effort for only 3 yards. But let's see if they keep it on the ground. They're going to hand it up to the middle and it gets shut down right off the bat. 3rd down and 7 following that run up the middle for nothing. Ridgebacks hoping to get a stop early in the game. They're going to go for a pass, and he gets stuffed and sacked in the backfield. What a play by the Ridgebacks defense, swallowing up the quarterback and forcing a turnover on downs. 4th down and 12. They're going to have to put this one away. He takes it, he punts it. It is not a very good punt whatsoever. Linebacker picks it, and they will go down right there where he caught it. Ridgebacks, with their first offensive drive, come out in the wishbone offense. They're going to hand it to Withers. He's going to run to the left side, get a good chunk of yardage to start the game. 2nd down and 4 following the run by Withers. They stay in the wishbone offense. They're going to fake a triple option to the left side. Wacky pitch. It gets picked up. What a fumble. And he has no one in front of him. The defender for the Judicials is going to take this to the house. They are not going to catch him today. Touchdown, FCS East. What a terrible play by Teddy Voss. And he's going to cost his team points. Following the touchdown for the Judicials, they are going to kick the extra point right down Broadway. Kickoff for the Judicials. Let's see if it's going to be returnable. It will be, and he will catch it at the 5. He's going to take it out. He gets some nice blocks, and he gets to the 24-yard line. 1st down and 10. Hopefully Teddy Voss will not turn the ball over again. Terrible play, ruining the drive last time. They're going to pitch it out to the right side, and it goes nowhere. 2nd down and 8 after the gain of 2 yards. They're lucky to get 2 yards out of it. They're going to pitch it to Newman out of the backfield, and he is going to get a nice chunk of yardage for almost a first. 3rd down and 1. They are in the flex bone offense. Are they going to hand it right up the middle? They do to Newman, and he gets shut down. 4th down and 1. They come out in the power I. Are they going to run it right up the middle or to the outside? They're going to hand it to Withers right up the middle. He gets a great block, and he's going to get a big 1st down. Ridgebacks stay in the same formation. Let's see if they run the exact same play. They did flip sides. They are going to run the same play, but only get 5. 2nd down 5 following the run. They go straight back to the flex bone. They're going to motion Withers. They're going to hand it to him. He's going to stay up, breaks the tackle, but he gets tackled anyways. Third down and 6 following the run by Withers. Teddy Voss is going to keep this one. He's going to move forward, and he gets the first down. Correction, not a first down. It is 4th down and inches. Let's see if they do anything up the middle. Quick snap, QB sneak right up the middle for a first down. First down for the Ridgebacks following the QB sneak conversion on 4th down. They're going to run a triple option. Teddy Voss barely gets it to Galloway. He spins, and he's only going to pick up about a yard. 2nd down 9. Isaac Galloway struggled a lot this year to get anything going. They're going to run a triple option to Withers, and he goes nowhere once again. 3rd down and 7. Another 3rd down and long. Are they going to keep it on the ground? They do. They pitch it out to Withers, who cuts back inside, and he gets tackled. 4th down and 5. The Ridgebacks are still on the field. They are going to go for it. They go for a pass, and he misses the receiver wide open. Teddy Voss with a huge miss on that play, giving the Judicials the ball. They're going to run up the middle for nothing. 2nd down and 8. Let's see if the Judicials are willing to throw the ball here. They're going to bring a man in motion, and the quarterback is stuffed right in the backfield. It's going to go down as a sack. What a play by the defensive tackle for the Ridgebacks. 3rd down and 10. He's going to drop back to pass, and he gets tackled again in the backfield. What a sack. Same man. He gets through the offensive line. 4th down and 17. What a great stand by the Ridgeback defense, forcing another punt by the Judicials. The offense needs to do something. Another bad punt by the Judicials punter. Galloway picks it up. He's going to get a good chunk of yards here. Good field position to start for the Ridgebacks. 2 minutes left in the quarter. They're going to hand it to Withers to the outside, and it goes nowhere once again. The Ridgebacks' rushing offense has been struggling so far throughout this game. They really need to pick up the pace. This will be the final play before the 2-minute warning, and Luther Newman gets a good chunk of yards. 3rd down and 2 for the Ridgebacks following the 2-minute warning. They are going to run it to the left side. Voss keeps it, and he pitches it out to Withers, who gets the first down. What a play. 1st down and 10 to keep the drive alive. They're going to keep it on the ground. They're going to run option to the right side, and Voss keeps it for a gain of 3. Less than a minute and a half to play. They're going to pitch it out to Newman, keeping it on the ground, and he goes nowhere. 3rd down and 4. Let's see if they throw the ball here. They're going to bring a man in motion. Voss keeps it. He's going to pitch it to Galloway once again, and Galloway is going to try to make a man miss, and it goes absolutely nowhere. Following the timeout by the Judicials, Jeffy lines up to make a field goal. Will he be able to kick it accurately? He has struggled so far this year. In the rain, wind blowing to the right side. He takes the snap, and he misses it to the left. Following the missed kick by Jeffy, the score will stay 7-0. The Ridgebacks hoping to get a stop by the Judicials and prevent any late first half points. Judicials pitch it to the left side. He's going to get a big first down. 1st down and 10 following the good run. They are going to keep it on the ground to the right side, and the Ridgebacks defense swallows them up. 2nd down and 12. Are they going to go to the air? They're going to run it to the left side, and the quarterback does not get any pitch off. 3rd down and 13. The Judicials have no timeouts. They are going to run it to the right side. The quarterback has a wide open lane. Great block by the right tackle. And this will be for a big first down, but they have no timeouts. 6 seconds left. 5 seconds left. The Judicials have to get the final play off, and he will get swallowed up in the backfield for another sack by the Ridgeback defense. What a play. And they will go into halftime only down by 7. 7-0. FCS East Judicials lead the Mount Airy Ridgebacks going into halftime. To start the second half, the Judicials will kick off to the Ridgebacks, and it might be returnable. He does not fair catch it. He's going to take this one out, and he will get way past the 25 for 27. First drive here for the Ridgebacks. They are most likely going to keep it on the ground. They do here, but it has been a struggle all night. 2nd down and 9 following a lackluster run. Teddy Voss is going to go to the left side, pitch it out to Withers late, and he will get a good chunk of yards. 3rd down and 4 following the run by Paul Withers. They are going to hand it back off to him, and he is going to push forward. 4th down and 3. Ridgebacks stay on the field. Voss steps back to pass. He hits Withers over the middle for a first down. 1st down and 10 for the Ridgebacks following the 4th down conversion. They're going to hand it to Isaac Galloway, and he will get about 5 yards. 2nd down and 6 following the run by Isaac Galloway. He has had a struggle to get the ball moving this season, but the Ridgebacks have been struggling all night to move the ball whatsoever. 3rd down and inches following a decent run by Luther Newman. They are going to hand it right back to him, and he'll get the first down. First down and 10 after the run by Luther Newman. They are going to keep the ball on the ground. There's only 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. They're going to take it. Voss pitches it, and it's a fumble. Voss really needs to stop trying to pitch the ball late, man. It is costing his team. He's going to find Withers out in the middle, who does not make the catch. Third down and 16. They are most likely going to have to pass it if they want to keep this drive alive. He hits Bohannon, who makes the catch, having to come back down to it, and it will go nowhere. Fourth down and 13. The Ridgebacks are still on the field. Let's see if they try to throw it here or do some trickery to get a first down. Voss making audibles at the line of scrimmage. He looks like he's yelling at both sides. He's going to step back to pass, and he's going to throw it to Paul Withers, who's wide open, makes the catch, stays in bounds. What a big first down, and what a ball by Teddy Voss to get a first down. That is by far Teddy Voss's best play of the season so far. Following that, they're going to run it to Paul Withers, who has a hole, and he is going to get in the end zone for a Ridgeback touchdown, and his second touchdown of the season to tie up the game against the Judicials, 7-7. I spoke maybe too early. Jeffy nails the kick, 7-7, tied ball game. Following that touchdown by the Ridgebacks, they are going to kick it off, Jeffy, and it will be in the end zone. Let's see if he takes it out. He will. He's got a lane right up the middle, but it goes nowhere. Judicial's back on the field. They have been struggling to block for their quarterback all game. They are going to hand this one off to the right side, but he gets tackled immediately. Second down and 10, last play of the third quarter. They are in the wishbone offense. 2 receivers out, 1 to each side. They're going to get stuffed in the backfield. Once again, what a play by the Ridgeback defense to get him in the backfield. Third down and 12, first play of the fourth quarter. Judicial's looking to get a big first down and keep this drive alive. They're going to bring a man in motion to the right side, and the quarterback gets once again swallowed up, but he stays up. How did he do it? He's going to throw this one deep. He has a man who catches it. What a play by the Judicials. What a breakdown by the Ridgebacks to not bring the quarterback down. I don't know how he stayed up, man. It was an insane play, and they're going to hand this up for a gain of 9. Second down and 8 following the run. The Ridgebacks have all men in the box. They're going to pitch this out to the outside. He has a lane, and that will be a first down for the Judicials. First down and 10. They have been moving the ball very efficiently after the wacky play they had, but this play goes nowhere. Second down and 9. The quarterback keeps it to the left side. He's going to keep going right up the middle for a good chunk of yards. Third down and 2. The Ridgebacks need a stop to keep the game somewhat close and prevent it from getting away from them, but they do not make a stop. What a run by the fullback to get a first down for the Judicials. They are going to keep it on the ground, hand it to the right side, gets tackled immediately. Second down and 13. The Judicials' drive has been very up and down so far, just like this play. Third down and 14, another third down for the Judicials. Can the Ridgebacks make a stop? That is very necessary. They're going to bring a man in motion, play action, and it gets swallowed up. Another sack for the Ridgebacks. Fourth down and 21, a long kick for the kicker in the rain. Will he be able to make it? And he kicks it, and he nails it, just barely. 10-7. 1 minute, 17 seconds. Ridgebacks looking to have a game-winning drive, or at least a game-tying drive. They're going to bring this one out to about the 20-yard line. A minute 14. Teddy Voss needs to be able to step up here and right now. He's going to roll out right and get about 9 yards. 1 minute, 8 seconds remaining on the clock. They're going to bring a man in motion. He's going to play action. He gets pressured. He's going to find Paul Withers to the left side in the flats, who is wide open for a big gain down the sideline. First down and 10 for the Ridgebacks. They have a minute left. Voss takes the snap. He finds a man to the left side, but it's dropped. Following the drop pass, second down and 10. 50 seconds left. Voss throws to the right side, and it's incomplete once again. Third down and 10. They need to get at least some yards to make it a manageable fourth down, and they don't hit right there. Fourth down and 10. Big play for the Ridgebacks to keep this game alive, to have a chance to win. Voss steps back, chunks it deep to Benny Darnell, who makes the catch. What a play by Benny Darnell. Big first down for the Ridgebacks. 24 seconds. Voss steps back to pass. He has a man in the outs, and it's dropped again. The receivers have dropped multiple passes in a game-clinching drive. They're going to hand it to Paul Withers up the middle, who's going to forward and get tackled down at the 1. Ridgebacks call their timeout. Third down and goal. Ridgebacks come out in the wishbone. They hand it to Newman, who jumps over for a touchdown. 15 seconds left, but the Ridgebacks have taken the lead, 13-10. It looks like they are coming close to their first win. Jeffy lines up for the PAT, and he kicks it right down the middle, 14-10. Ridgebacks kicking this one off to the Judicials, who have all 3 timeouts, but only have 15 seconds. Let's see if he returns this one. He does. He is going to get a decent little lane, but it gets tackled at the 20. 11 seconds remaining for the Judicials. 3 timeouts. Let's see if they come out in Hail Mary or try to do some trickery to get down the field. They're going to throw a deep ball. Who goes up for it, and it gets swatted down. 5 seconds. This has to be the final play of the game. Let's see what the Judicials do. Their quarterback can definitely not throw it this far, so they might have to try some trickery. He's going to step up, and he's going to go for a run. He has a long way to go. He gets a block and he slides. Well, what was he thinking there? It doesn't matter. That is the final play of the game, and the Ridgebacks win their first game in 68 years at home, 14-10 against FCS East Judicials. Paul Withers wins player of the game with 53 rushing yards, 11 rushing attempts, and 1 touchdown. What a play, and what an effort by the Ridgebacks to pull off the victory. Teddy Voss with an outstanding performance late and a game-winning drive for the team. The Ridgebacks will be taking on UCF next week, at home once again. Make sure to tune in, and thank you all for joining in.